Welcome to the World of Warships with Captain Yamo. I am your host, Captain Yamo, and this is the Tier 8 Japanese battleship, the Mogami, also known as the Drew Barrymore, and we're going to be doing a ranked battle here. Try to cap A quick. Okay, and so let's take a look at the lineup here. So both teams are pretty even at the top. You know, we have an Amagi Tier 8 battleship, they have a North Carolina Tier 8 battleship, then both teams have the Nagato. At Tier 7, both teams have Tier 8 cruisers, the Mogamis. Both teams have an Atago, and then, of course, we have an extra Atago. They have a Mikhail Kutuzov, or Kutuznov, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it quite. Then both teams have the York, Tier 7, another cruiser. And then they don't have a destroyer at all. We have a Tier 8 Benson, and they have a Tier 7 cruiser, the Miyoko. So we do have destroyer advantage. And it looks like M83 over there is just going to go ahead and run straight into the cap circle and get us going here. Been working a strange schedule, and I've got to record a bunch of these now because they're going to be releasing a patch at some point today, and I want to be able to record these before the patch has to go out. And I gotta go to work. Swing shift work. Enemy force detected. Alright, so there's the enemy Mogami. We're gonna go ahead and try and put shots in her. Now, after they buffed the Mogami and moved it up to Tier 8, one thing that they did is they changed the way that the shells fly. They fly a lot higher. She's got a little bit more range now after the update. And so you have to give the enemy ships a little more lead. I can't tell how fast she's going, that's why I'm kind of putting it right on her. You never know. And since we're all getting spotted and everything else is going on, you might as well start firing, right? Lieutenant here. Of course, that's not a PT boat or whatever the heck it was he was on. Oh, that's not bad. I think I slid the mouse on accident right when I was about to pull the trigger. Yeah, see, it's gonna hit the mouse. Nice shooting. So the ranked battles, it starts off, you can use tiers 5 and 6, I believe. You can use like the Fuso and ships like that. And then after you get to rank 15, you got to move up into tier 8. So, you know, if you're going to be doing the ranked battles and you don't have any tier 8 ships yet, then you're only going to be able to get so far in these ranked battles. You'll notice my speed is all the way down to 8 knots, and now I'm shooting back up. You gotta change your speed. Turn. That's why most of those shots missed me. Get a couple shots into the Kutuzov. Ah, Rick Hunter, before he was an admiral, huh? Well, the SDF-1 ain't gonna save you here, buddy. You know, as a little kid watching Robotech after school, and you know, only so many kids liked it, right? The nerdy kids. I never thought that something like that would stick around long enough to end up in a video game some 30 years later, you know? Now, sometimes I'll let fires burn, and sometimes I'll put them right out. If I think I can get out of a situation where I'm getting set on fire a lot like that, I'll use the fire extinguisher. Didn't work, but that was the plan. And then I still got set on fire. How long the shots went there. Almost hit. So anyways, after taking that second fire, I decided I was the target, and so I moved myself back behind the other targets, and then behind an island, just for a little added safety. I got a hit out of that. Now see, look at this smokestack. This smokestack is, the smoke coming out of his smokestack is almost standing up. It's just barely leaning back at all. So an overdose there is going pretty slow. Look at that. 1,700 points of damage. And then there's the chance of setting fires. It sometimes tracks on the island, and sometimes it tracks on the target. But we're all pouring some fire into this guy, and I know there's no destroyers nearby because the enemy doesn't have any. So it makes these kind of firing lines work a little bit. Now, JFK took out our Benson. So now we're out of our out of our destroyer. Why'd you shoot overdose in the back? The back was too big. I think that's the York putting a little touch on me. Yeah, see, she's barely moving. That's why the other shells were firing in front. Oh, no. See? She's moving backwards. Don't know what that maneuver is about, but that's what she's doing. So knock out one of her guns. Aim towards her rear end there, her stern. Start doing what we can to her. If you're moving in one direction and you seem to be getting hit a lot, it might be time to change your speed and or direction. But maybe the sleeper fell asleep at the helm. Oh no. Yes, never interrupt the enemy when they're making a mistake, right? And you'll notice that if you don't move your aim, and you still have a target lock on the enemy, you can hit them over mountains even if you can't see them. Ooh, and then Crusader just took out that Kingpin Violin. So then we lost our battleship. One of them, at least. Which one was it? It was the Mogami. The Mogami down, now I can focus on this North Carolina. You'll see me adjusting my aim. You know, so I've heard some comments on gunnery, and I plan on doing some videos with the Nagato where I'm showing gunnery. And I'll explain how I do it. I call it lazy-eyed gunnery, and so long as the enemy is keeping a relatively steady heading, it'll start you off on learning how to hit them consistently and accurately. And I turned around for two reasons here. Number one, so I could change my angle on the North Carolina, and number two, so I could come back to help the Nagato. I get to play the Invid Invasion here. Or no, the Zentradi Invasion, sorry. Invid were the third Robotech. They're coming for the protoculture. So with the Miyoko being engaged by the Nagato and also by the York on our team, I believe, I decided I'm going to go ahead and start working on their York. Oh no, it's the Atago. So I decided I'm going to start working on this guy. There is definitely some benefit in focusing down on targets. But right now there's 3 enemy ships there that are all shooting at the Nagato. Okay, the Atago, the York, and the Miyoko are all in range of the Nagato, and they all have torpedoes. The Miyoko is almost in torpedo range. And while I could have helped get rid of Rick Hunter there a little bit quicker, I wanted to try and get some attention off the Nagato. So by shooting at the York, I was hoping that I would split their attention a little bit and the Nagato wouldn't get sunk. And that seems to be working so far, right? The Nagato's still above water. Oh, come on! What's with these shots? Holy crap. Talking about gunnery? Look at that. I've got 15 guns that fire every 10 seconds, and all I have so far is about 80 hits. I need to do better than that. So those torpedoes were meant to engage the other ship, obviously, and I didn't have time to aim at her. And look at that! Dang. Now, York, I've switched to AP because these 203s really ought to be able to punch through the sides. However, shooting at the front end of an enemy ship like that, their armor will be as thick as it can possibly be. Good damage. Here come the torpedoes. See what I can do about that. Nudge. Slow down. And it's always scary slowing down in front of torpedoes. Nice little nudge sideways. My torpedoes, you'll notice, missed the Atago. But it's also forced the Atago to turn around just like I did. And she turned away from her gun rotation. So her guns are pointed the wrong way right now. And I get to shoot at her without her replying, at least for another 15 seconds or so. 4. Oh, and here comes the island. The bane of my existence. The islands. Okay. Vaporize you has the close-in guns that are starting to go off. Those are the secondary. She takes a torpedo hit. Oh, and now we're shooting the island. We're killing lizards on the rocks. Go. A couple more shots. Oh, she slowed way down. Those shots are going to go way far. There go her torpedoes. Can I get out of here? Come on, baby. Just keep pushing. Honestly, you ought to be taking damage for running into islands like that. You ought to take some collision damage. So now the North Carolina is turning away. It looks like the Atago and the other cruiser are in a lot of trouble, though, because they're on little spits of health. Master ship there, what does he got? 424 hit points, and K. Manning only has 3,377. Didn't Crusaders get the high caliber? Yeah, he got high caliber. And I said I was going to say what that was the other day, and then I never looked it up. Now, Master Ship has high caliber. I think this is where Master Ship is now. So the Crusaders is doing it right. You know, he took out the lowest hit point guy. Now he's gonna probably be going after the other guy. In fact, I know he's gonna be going after the other guy. I've played this. What was I gonna look up? I was gonna look up high caliber award, just so I can tell you exactly what it means when you get high caliber. Fire into that guy. No, that's the high caliber for World of Tanks. I need World of Warships. High caliber. Alright, get back into it. So now it's just me and the North Carolina, you may have noticed, while I was sitting there busy trying to look up high caliber. Damage at least 4 enemy ships. The damage caused must exceed 30% of the total hit points of all the ships in the enemy team. So when you get high caliber, you've done a ton of damage. Kind of be neat to get the XVM for World of Warships, just so I can kind of see how much health pool the enemy team has. And that is something on ranked battle. If you can keep your guns singing on ranked battle, you can get high caliber. You have to hit 4 enemy ships, so you have to hit you have to hit 4 ships to do 30% of damage. So here we go. North Carolina at about half health, a little bit over half health, versus a less than half health Mogami. Who's gonna win? Well, I'll tell you what. I hid behind that island because I knew she couldn't shoot me over that island, and it would also give me a chance to maneuver in close. So let's see what I can do. She's at 16. She's at 31,000. I'm at 16,133. Here comes the big hits. Ooh, down to 6,000. Secondary's going off. Turning so I can get torpedoes on this guy. She made a mistake because they were ahead. But this is going to be all it'll take. And so that's how that cookie crumbles. 250,000 credits, 4,000 XP. 146 hits, 3 torpedo hits, 6 incapacitations, 7 fires, 2 destroyed, 2 floods, defended the base 4 times. Out of that, we got 1,833 XP. That is pretty good in a ranked battle. And we did a good amount of damage, as you'll see once we get over here. We did 8,000 points on the AP, 44,000 on HE, 22,000 with the fires added in, and 30,000 points of damage on torps. So we had 95,000 some odd points, almost 100,000 points of damage. Made 138,000 credits off of 1,833 base XP, 4,125 XP with the premium bonus and everything else. And that was some match. I'd like to thank you for joining me on World of Warships with Captain Yamo, and I hope to see you on the digital high seas. Peace.